For those of you who are wondering where those extra Sundays of ours have gone, they're at Patreon. If you subscribe to QF on Patreon in the link given in the description to the Black Kluge level or higher, you're going to get access to not only the Sunday episodes that are missing from our regular free Sunday lineup, but you'll also get 4 extra episodes per month on Patreon that are unavailable anywhere else. So let's go with the next one. When I did my movie, ... Am
I up to speed as an actress? Can I handle this part? I mean, there's a lot of pressure when there's a movie camera on you. I only did one movie. I never felt so much pressure in my life. I would shake sometimes. Yeah, it was a lot of pressure because I saw all of these people making a living and it all depended on me in that scene.
Yeah.
So I imagine the pressure. So when you get to the point and then Harvey or anybody else offers you a movie and you turn it down, do you sit there with angst and go, oh, God, if I turn this down and this thing
a little more
is a huge hit, I'm going to kill myself. I mean,
notice Kate never acknowledges his movie at all or says, oh, that was great. I love that. Nope.
Right.
He has to throw that in there. So he's putting himself on the same level as these people. He does it all the time. He does it with musicians, like, oh, I play around on the guitar sometimes, or
be honest. If you were in a movie, and yes, granted, Private Parts, back in the day, big budget, whatever, for a film like that, would you even bring it up considering it was a failure?
No. I can't imagine. No. Unless somebody brought it up to me, I'm not bringing it up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm using examples like, oh, so-and-so told me something about this in the industry. Yeah, that's fine if they're a legit actor. But for him, playing himself in a flop that
almost that helped bankrupt the studio.
Entertainment.
Yeah.
Reicher.
Yeah, exactly. Perfect name.
I'm just not. I'm embarrassed. I'm not doing anything for the 25th anniversary. That's for sure.
Yeah. This is the thing. This kind of helps me imagine the magical thinking, how that works in a situation like this. He knows he made a film. He knows it flopped. It doesn't matter what spin he wants to tell you. Oh, we made 80 more million and, whatever. And with video rentals and sales and all that bullshit. Okay, whatever. Yeah. Tell yourself whatever you like makes you feel comfortable. But the only way I imagine he can bring it up in these interviews is by completely detaching himself from the fact that it didn't perform. He is able to completely wipe away the image of his mind of the film not beating Wayne's World and not being, this massive success, because I don't know, to me I would feel embarrassed, completely embarrassed, and never mention it again.
Right, he's just listing an acting cred.
Yes.
To be like, in my experience.
Right.
So it's an opening for him. Yeah.
In all the film I've made.
That's all it is. Not my blockbuster, award-winning.
Right.
Super successful movie. It wasn't. So he doesn't have that. And the fact that it blows up his whole marriage. As a fraud, or not a fraud, but a disappointment or a failure.
A failure, yeah.
He doesn't want to get into all that. So
no. Number 20, next one, King Interrupter.
Just was like, oh, I don't like this script, so it doesn't matter to me if it then becomes like a big hit movie. I find it embarrassing to say these lines. I don't want to.
Did that happen to you? Did it happen to you where you turned down a movie and then it was a blockbuster? It just became huge.
Yeah.
What is a movie that you...
Don't let her get a word in.
No, fuck
Best interviewer ever.
Next clip, guys. Thank you, Sam. It's called How Could You Go to Oxford When You're Hot?
Good job, Sam.
Have you had your IQ tested? To me, if you get into, I can't even picture you at Oxford. I mean, was every guy at Oxford hitting on you? I mean, has your life been filled with just like, I can't study right now because men are hitting on me in the library?
Absolutely not.
What a shallow, like it's, I mean, in a Hollywood case, yeah, maybe they get a little tickled pink because you're 45 or going near 50 and they're still asking you about your looks. But when you go, no one's going to Oxford and getting like, mobbed because they're that good looking. It's a fucking university. It's a prestigious
Christ's
university.
sake. No, it's just another ass kissing moment for him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Same thing with the bra top and the belly and the Instagram.
Yeah.
How you look so amazing. That's
right.
That's all he cares about is looks.
But it's so vapid.
It is. It really is. Because what does that do for you in the world? Really? Like, what good does that produce the world? Produce in the world, for the world? Are you lifting up the vibration with your good looks?
Well,
are we supposed to feel bad for you because you're so good looking?
Well,
because you have doctors and dentists that fix you?
That fix her. Yeah, absolutely. And whatever they did a fantastic job. She's not she's not on my list of anything because I think there are just a lot naturally better looking women out there. And I never went in for the fake, when you know everything's fake, it's hard to look at the person. I have a hard time looking at the person, not going, okay, store-bought, both of those were store-bought. Hair, bullshit, wig, extensions. You know what I mean? Like,
okay, I can look past all that if they have a good personality. And based on this interview, I'm not hearing it. I don't care if you stayed up all night and you're hallucinating in your house. You're either, charming or you're not. And she's not.
No,
she's just not. Dull to me.
Yeah, she is. And but the other thing was, okay, if you're Pam Anderson, yes, your entire career is I'm hot, I'm in a bikini, I'm this, I'm that. No one's going to go to Pam Anderson back in the day and say, look, we'd like you to do a production of The Tempest. We think you'd be perfect for it. Summer stock.
Well, she is doing Roxy on Broadway and in the performance of Chicago right now in New York. And allegedly is singing her own songs. Yeah, I know. I'm not buying that, but that's the word on the street. My friend was up in New York City and mentioned it to me, and I'm just like, yeah, that's auto-tuned or that's someone else. Yeah. That's lip syncing for sure. But anyway, good for her. She's working. Yeah. I'm happy. Okay. She got wrong so many ways. It's not even funny.
Yeah, and she has sadly made some pretty poor life decisions along the way, but don't we all? Yeah. My thing is for Kate Beckinsale, you don't necessarily want the basis of your entire career to look, I'm hot. If you're a good actress, you want those cherry gigs because you'll get to the point where you'll be the hot mom, then the hot, whatever. And you don't have to be the hot mom. You can just be the good fucking actress that people want to go see.
What's funny here is he takes her going to Oxford and totally destroys it with, you were so hot.
Yes.
That how could you got in because you were hot, not because your SATs, not because of your grades. I'm sorry that I know over in England, Sarah, you can correct me, Sarah Washington, that, whatever levels you're at in school determine what school you go to.
Yes,
and
O levels,
what you're eligible
levels,
for.
That shit. Yeah.
I know their levels are totally different than ours, but for him to bring it all down to looks and how could you concentrate in school or how you were too hot to go to Oxford. Well, no, she wasn't hot back then.
No,
she didn't
wasn't.
have the doctors and dentists back then. She had herself, her natural self.
Mm-hmm.
And good for her. Great.
Yeah.
You were smart. And your smartness got you to this point in your career where you're talking to Howard Stern at what? How old is she? 48, 50? I don't even know.
Yeah, she's gonna be closing on 50 at this point, at least she's definitely mid 40s. But the other thing is you're doing an interview with a guy who's in his late 60s, and you figure he must have something. I guess the press agent or somebody must have the thing in their head where, he's changed. He's gonna maybe bring it this time. He's gonna have his questions ready. He's gonna know about your career, and he doesn't. And he focuses on her looks, which is maybe the worst thing you could do to somebody like this in your studio if you want them as a repeat guest. If you want to do the 2-hour thing, have some interesting questions, have a good discourse, have a conversation, which he's incapable of doing.
Right. Ask her more about the movies she did and the choices she made on those characters and men she may have acted with,
Yeah, totally. Show some interest.
Was, but no, You know, ask her about her musical taste. Ask her about what it's like being a mom. Lord knows he hates kids, so he's not going to ask those questions. Damn it. And he's not a music lover at all. Oh, right. He's got the worst music taste.
That's exactly the correct. Like she worked with John Cusack in Serendipity. I would ask about him because he's had notoriously. There's a Nev Campbell blind that's about him, that he was supposedly a huge asshole to her, which really disappointed me when I read it. Yes, abusive, mentally abusive, not physically.
Bullying, all kinds of stuff.
Threatened her about her career and shit like that. Mm-hmm. And once I read that, I actually could not look at him the same way anymore. I used to like him. I used to like a lot of his films. And after that, I'm thinking to myself, you and Jeremy Piven, what's the difference? One's a philandering asshole. One's a manipulative asshole. Are you both cut from the same shithead cloth?